My snake brings all the cards to the yard.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with an old new commander, Sidisi Brood Tyrant. You might know her from Khans of Tarkir, which has just been brought to Arena, and she's all about putting creature cards into your graveyard. Sidisi Brood Tyrant is not that impressive stat-wise. She's a 4-mana 3/3. But when she enters the battlefield or attacks, you mill some cards. And if there happens to be one or more creatures among those milled cards, you get a zombie. And if you happen to mill a creature card, putting one from your deck directly into your graveyard through any other means, you also get a zombie, which means that this deck is full of self-mill and a little bit of reanimate and other graveyard payoff. This is actually a fantastic card to have with a lot of the newer cards in Arena from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. You know who else likes permanents in graveyards? Myco Tyrant, and all of the other Descend cards. Some of the really high synergy cards with Sidisi include things that allow you to mill cards instead of drawing, like Underrealm Lich. We don't have any Dredge in Arena, but if we did, that would be pretty good. Cards that can also be played directly from the graveyard, like Cityscape Leveler, are pretty darn good. And if you have cards that enter the battlefield, put things into the graveyard, maybe even bring things back from the graveyard like Jigan, you can get a lot of really good value. I'd say the funniest card we've had so far is like Mesmeric Orb, because each land or other permanent untapping is a separate trigger. Really fun with Sidisi. And of course cards that are just very simple, like Mire Triton enters the battlefield and mills Satyr Wayfinder very similarly. We also have the Ancient One, actually getting a surprising amount of value by being a 2-mana 8/8 in this deck because of how efficiently we're able to self-mill. Or Terror Tide being a really good board wipe because we can easily put 20 permanents in our graveyard. Sidisi only cares about creatures, but that's okay. We also mostly care about creatures because I'm a creature playing girl. You might also notice that one of my favorite pet cards is in this deck, Roaming Throne. With Roaming Throne, just naming Shaman, or Naga I suppose, you can actually get 4 zombies from one normal trigger, because these are two separate things, the on attack mill and the thing getting milled make a token. So if you happen to hit on your now 2 mills, 2 creatures, 1 in each, you get 4 zombies. It's really nice. I'm a big fan of this card. I keep putting it into random decks. We also have some things that are just like Card Advantage, happens to mill, Professor Onyx, really fantastic, and Liliana, because hey, we're making zombies, so we may as well have some fun with it. So we're going to take Sidisi into the queue, and we're gonna mill some things into our graveyard and maybe bring him back. Amalia Benavides Aguirre. This is a fantastic hand if I get 1 more land, and I have 2 turns to do it, I guess 3 turns, so I am going to keep this. A little risky, but I think it'll be fun. So, Amalia, when you gain life, Explore. Explore says, hey, if there's a land on top of your deck, it goes in hand, and if there isn't, get a +1/+1 counter, and choose if you want to keep it on top or put it into the graveyard. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a Triome. Don't need this mana right away, so we can get something that comes in tapped and not have to pay any extra life. Just the 1. Amalia also has like a board wipe built in. Good for her. Hi, Amalia! Creature enters the battlefield. Johnny's Welcome says you gain a life. There's a land on top. Nice land. Just play this Null Priest. Give myself some presence on the battlefield. Still did not get that land. That means we're definitely getting a tapped land on turn 3. Punishment. Duress. Goodbye to one of my beautiful spells. I feel like this is the scariest thing I've got, but I'm also very far away from it. And I gave myself 3 turns. Get a land. 3 turns! Will she get one, though? Good question. They dropped Liliana Death's Majesty. This is the reanimation and self-mill one, so if I happen to get something big in my graveyard, I also can reanimate off this, but this is only once. Okay, yeah. I'll take 3. Haha! A land! Here comes Glissa, and I'll swing it with the Null Priest of Oblivion. Glissa is huge for me. She's really in this deck just because she's all around great. First Strike, Death Touch. Those are the words I need to see. She's also got some other stuff like when she hits, she does things, but she's not going to get to hit because we know they have removal. They have a Bitter Triumph. They're paying 3 life, easy for them to gain it back. And they're killing her. Westfold Rider. Ah, that can destroy artifacts or enchantments. This is a land. It's just a land that really hurts. Speaking of hurts, I'm going to pay 3. Pay 3 life. Bring myself all the way down to 12. And then try and heal back a tiny bit with my Null Priest of Oblivion. 11 after that finishes resolving. Yay, 13. Not bad, not bad. Fateful Absence, some big old kills. Nice, I gain land too. She's back to being a 4/4. Look at her grow. I think this is a perfect time to go wide. We could have also Squirming Emergence to bring that back. Oh, girl, did we miss? Oh my god, I had 3 lands. No creatures. This deck is designed with a very high density of creatures, so Sidisi should hit most of the time. That doesn't mean she always will. Inquisition of Kozilek. You have to hit the Squirming Emergence, because otherwise it's just going to bring back something else, like Liliana, who could then in turn bring back something else. I'll swing in with my Null Priest. And they know about the Liliana, so we play the Liliana, losing a life as we do. Speaking of losing a life, we're going to lose 2 more here with the Zulaport Cutthroat triggers. Bloop, bloop. They're back up to 25, and I drew a card. Oh, Myco Tyrant! I love Myco Tyrant. We actually got a really sweet turn here. They'll be able to reanimate next turn, I guess? Could save this for Sidisi, but I like it more here. Nice. They'll be able to bring out the Sheoldred. We go wide. Beautiful. His name is Myco Tyrant. That's his name. Big Sheoldred. Oh, I'll draw a card. Ooh, perfect! Get out of here, Sheoldred. Now I'm free to draw all the cards I want. Like this one. Because it triggers Myco Tyrant. And this one. Because I can. Ah, you know who could really use a Sheoldred right now? I think it's me. Because I could have done that before I drew those cards, but I really wanted to draw some cards. Oh, right, I exiled her. Dang. Glissa sounds good. Glissa! She can destroy enchantments like you and you. That wasn't a kill that I had, it was an exile. Need to tell my parents. Stop texting me right now. They don't listen though. One of these. One of those. attacking with everything, I think. Creature will certainly die. We'll bring things back. We'll go even wider. And we'll win the game. GG! Jorel, Voice of Zalfir. This is a really nice start against them. And Jorel is going to be about lands. Specifically land creatures, if it's a Jorel I'm thinking of. Yes, at the beginning of combat, they can animate a land, making it the size of their hand. If it hits me, they draw a card, meaning that their land creature will be even bigger. Breeding Pool. Bring out a land that comes in tapped. And they ramp. A Growth Spiral. Perfect. I think it's wild how, like, the shock lands get played. Or the fetch lands get played to get shocks. No matter what color you're in. Probably always going to be good. Grab Armored Scrap Gorger here. They have one, this is just a creature land here. It's pretty nice. Wayward Swordsmith allows them to play additional lands each turn. Cavern of Souls! I have one counterspell in my deck, so I'm not too bothered by that. I would like more green. Do I want to go for Sidisi here? Yeah, let's go for Sidisi. I want to start the Sidisi train. We'll also exile land from their graveyard, because that will probably come up. They'll probably have ways to play lands from graveyards. Oh, we milled Myco Tyrant! We do have a way in hand to bring him back, though. The Snow Priest of Oblivion. Jorel. At the beginning of combat, would you care to animate a land? It's a 3/3 and it flies. It's a bird. I don't have that many ways to deal with flyers. I do have ways to deal with Jorel, though. Like killing, murdering, killing, super kill, super murder. Love to attack this turn. Gives me a little bit more ramp, too. Take her out. And they leave. How'd you leave? I was having a good time. I guess good game? Malcolm, alluring scoundrel, an unfortunately common commander. However, one that I don't mind as much, because I have a delighted halfling in this hand, which means that your counter spells are not going to be quite as effective. Malcolm is a birdie with flash, which means he's really well supported by instant speed spells. And he also can... Okay, well, that was rude, first of all. He can also be supported with some beautiful, extremely high-cost spells that he cheats out for free. If he manages to hit your face 4 times, and each time he does loot, you end up building up a pretty nasty series of cards. I'm going to start with this Glissa. Scatter Ray. Darn, I do have ways to bring her back, but I was really hoping she would land so I could remove the Mystic Subdual. And hopefully we can get something with a reach out as well. Sidisi, does it get countered? Essence Capture! Wow, what a fun and thrilling deck you have so far! Yeah, don't you love open blue mana? Stasis Field, removing the abilities from another one of my cards. Let's bring out Kaga. I feel like Kaga will be kind of annoying in the way that I need her to be. Kaga allows me to replay permanents put into my graveyard on the turn that they were put into the graveyard. But only one. She also mills when she attacks in and gets Death Touch, so she's a bit of her own enabler. Try to get Sidisi out first. Sidisi! Thank you! Sorry, I hit the microphone there. I milled a creature and 2 lands. Kaga's like, oh dang, you can play one of those. Also, I have Death Touch. I won't be able to play any of these because I already cast a creature. But I did mill a creature, this one, which means Sidisi's happy and made 2 zombies. Everybody goes back into my hand, and they lose those 2 enchantments. Which gives me a perfect time to throw something onto the battlefield like you, Sheoldred! Guess they want their Search for Azcanta to flip? I guess I could use Beside You to destroy it. But I really want to get this Delighted Halfling down. Them having more counter spells versus us being able to stop said counter spells. All right, that flips. They have 7 mana. There's Ageless Insight, very good with the second trigger. But now that we've managed to kind of stabilize a bit on this battlefield, we're in a much better spot. Going to swing in with Sheoldred. We can flip. It isn't something I really want to do, though. Sidisi, currently uncounterable. Love that for her. And let's try to get a double-kicked Goyf. Yeah, Ageless Insight with this is pretty good because this draw and then discard turns into a draw 2, discard 1. Nice! The Lurgoyf is an 8/9. We love that for her. They draw 2 because Insight. They get a 1/1 Shark. They dig a little deeper. They've already used up 1 mass bounce spell. There's probably 2 in their deck. Rebuke and Cyclonic Rift. Hey, look! They found their Cyclonic Rift, but they don't have enough mana for it this turn. Trying to see, how do I maximize my damage at them? It is more damage if I flip the Sheoldred. So we're going to flip the Sheoldred. Because that's, instead of getting a 4 damage through there, you said this 8 damage can go through. You want to stifle it? Bounce her in response? Perfect! Get out of here, shark! Let's try and fill our graveyard up even more. For a certain little Goyf. We mill 3. Aw, no creatures that time. I can actually, like, kill my Stitcher's supplier here to try and get even more graveyard stuff. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If I hit 2 creatures on the mill 3 cards, or just 2. Okay, I'm gonna go for a risky play that kind of tries to force this, the Cyclonic Rift. Because I discard 1, we milled 1! Okay, Malcolm. You want to use that Cyclonic Rift? We forced them to use the Cyclonic Rift. No mass bounce for them. And we get our Lurgoyf back in hand. As Kanta digs for a non-creature spell. So that's both of our mass mills there, or both the mass bounces. There are still ways they can bring those back. But I didn't find one. So it looks like we've won. GG Malcolm. Joda, Archmage, Eternal. You know what he likes to do? He likes to cast things for free. Well, not for free, but for 5 mana, which is usually about half of what they actually cost. This Joda's about casting big dumb spells in all colors for the low cost of 5 mana. 1 of each color. Hey, Joda. Also, he flies and stuff. Who cares? I have ramp. Ramp is good. So our orbs. Orbs are good. This is an orb that mills me, usually. I assume that they will mill here. And I want them to lose life. Nice! Perfect! Joda's been around for a long time in different forms, because this guy is, as you see here, Archmage Eternal. He's literally immortal. He won't die. I'd love him to, but he doesn't. Datha Crystal. Bit of ramp. Bring out our own little Dark Boar pathway here. And Sidisi. We did mill a creature. We actually milled 3 creatures. And now we get to offer them a mill or a draw. I put both on the bottom, so neither of us know what to expect. Ah, it was a creature, which is also a land. It's Glasspool Mimic. Is it ever explained why this Joda flies, but the other one doesn't? I think because the other one, he's doing politics. He's weighed down by the burden of having to deal with other people. Or something. Big ol' roll ruddle tuttle. Get a Sidisi trigger. Swing in with Sidisi. Sidisi gets a Sidisi trigger. I don't think they'll want to trade. Letting me draw. Okay. Now they could bring out something nasty here. Something that lets them cast spells for free. Unlikely to be a board wipe, even though we are a bit wider on the board. I mean, it just generates a lot of value. A big, scary creature. Emergency powers? Huh. I guess they get a free spell. And their free spell was Golos. I mean, if you're doing a little bit of 5-color good stuff, it's 5 colors and it's good and it's stuff. Guess we should say thank you for refilling my hand. Oh, darn. Milled a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close. We could kill Golos or Joda. I'm going to kill Golos over Joda. Should have tapped the elf there. Then I could have played that Bajuka Bog a bit better. Nice. Sidisi triggers and everybody but old Ruddle Tuttle. Get in there. Deal some damage. Girl, you west. We hit our 1 wash away. And a command tower in beside you here. Our orb triggers, and oh, I do like these cards. Keep them on top. Yeah, they're low enough that they're like, I do not want to mill. Especially because milling will trigger Sidisi. Almost certainly. Yoda is attacking. It's time to say farewell, goodbye, adios, see you later. Do I have Sir Conrad? I do have Sir Conrad in this deck. Isn't he great? It got milled at the beginning, but it got shuffled back into my deck, so it's somewhere here. Don't ask me where it is, because I don't actually know. Somewhere. Play Sidisi. Mill. Jukabog. Exile their graveyard of, like, 2 whole cards. Vorinclex and the Excavator. I like both of these cards. Please keep them on top. Oh, and they gave up on life. GG, Joda. Spayloon of Sea and Sky. I have turn 1 ramp, big self-mill, counterspell. I like this hand. I think I will start with, against Spayloon. She's a usually indestructible merfolk who draws on attack. Start with the Kami. Ooh, fish. We did get a couple more fish in Arena recently. I want to save you for when you're out. Well, they're mono blue, so I'm sure they also have counter spells. I have counter spell, singular. I have a wash away in this deck, and that's it. Just, I don't know, it feels worth it to run. It seems like it's a kind of silly good card. Sidisi does the mill thing. We milled 2 creatures. Oops. Bring out a land and attack for 1. Care to trade, you fishy friends? This gets flying if you have 2 merfolk. Ooh, they're removing Sidisi's text. Gonna make my life a lot harder, huh? Okay, I'll take Scarab God. I'm just attacking with both of these because if they bring out something else, this will have flying, and it's about the same for our dear friend Onyx. Neither of these have reach. Oh, making a clone of a hoof sounds delightful. Blink of an eye. Put my Planeswalker back into hand. Try to play her again. It means I have a counter spell, and I'll get them to use it on this rather than, you know, this. Here's the fishy. This also gets ward 1. I guess I could copy Sidisi here? Yeah. That takes care of my issue. I didn't manually tap, though. So I won't get to mill myself as much as I would have liked. That's okay. Yes! Behold my army of zombies! And 1 zombie fish. I'm like you, but dead. This is indestructible, so I'll just chump block with the Kami Bamboo Groves. If they cast a merfolk, they get to either untap, usually untapping a land, or tap down one of my things so it can't attack in. I'm going to lead with the Stitcher's Supplier to kind of get a feeling for what they might have. I'm going to attack with all of those except for the Llanowar Elf. I'm hoping that they will kind of tap out here and we can just Scarab God. But I feel they do have a counterspell or something similar. Alright, I'll use Kage here. There's Memory Deluge. Okay. Oh, we got a lot of damage in. I have 7 life to my 19. They do have 7 mana, though, which is enough for something like Cyclonic Rift. They didn't attack with the Shaper Apprentice. Oh, we didn't mill any creatures there. Darn. Glasspool Mimic. Ooh, double Rejury. And Kaga is a legitimate business person. Yep. He sure is. Let's try and reanimate that Craterhoof Behemoth. Hey, listen. It's fine. Make this appear they sacrificed their commander. I cannot pay the 4. Okay, quick math check. Hit your face. Yeah, I did the numbers. They said, I hit you, face. Don't necessarily kill them, but do get to hit the face. Oh, did I fail on my mill again? Oh my gosh, I did! 3 non-creatures, Sidisi. That's a legendary legitimate business person. You're right. Legendary. Oh, they're just going for the draw? We win the game! Yippee! Woohoo! Fishies! The rare Gruul Artifacts Commander, Maria, Scholar of Antiquity. She can be pretty hard to deal with because she's just tapping your artifacts to get mana, and then also tapping her artifacts to get card advantage, which in combination results in an absolutely insane amount of card filtering and ramp to get to things like Paradox Engine and combo out really, really quickly. You should be afraid of Maria. Maria? This lady. I'm afraid enough. I considered playing this other land so I could tear asunder the Goldhound. I will kick you with blue. Get some stuff into my graveyard for this little tiny Largoif. I milled 1 creature. Aw, darn it was Sir Conrad. The little guy. Elf. Okay, an uncounterable elf. Makes sense for their commander. They still have up to 3 more mana. Make that 4, because all these cheap artifacts, these Cheerios, you get pretty good. Oh, nice! Aetherflux Reservoir. Being in exile here is great, because it means it might be gone forever. And that is, with Paradox Engine, one of their biggest win cons. There's other ways, though. They don't need this to win. They can also overwhelm me with value, as an example. The ancient one. Run them up, Excavator. Remember those lands? Yeah, they're coming back. We're gonna go with the one that comes in tapped. because I don't have anything I can cast for 1 mana. And then next turn we can use the breeding pool. This time it's Utopia Sprawl, more ramp. They could use... Wait, they don't have a forest. Slackwood Bridge? It's not a forest, but it is a land. Foundry Inspector. If they get something like Mystic Forge, which would allow them to play artifacts off the top of their deck, colorless cards, they would be able to get that on a discount and get pretty deep with Maria here. I'm not going to go for Sidisi right here. I'm going to get the Binding the Old Gods. Hitting their commander. See if I can slow them down a tiny bit. Nope, Tamio's Safekeeping was part of what they were holding up. I don't really have any intention to block, but I might want to. Usually you think of blue and white as the colors for artifacts. It's always fun to see Gruul artifacts. I just wish that there was less activating stuff for Mary. This person's actually very quick about it, which makes me feel like Zaris must play a lot of this commander. Marry a Solitaire. More I hate counterspells cards. Fair. Look, an elf for your elf. I want to put a lot of stuff in graveyard. Need a little more mana. We're gonna get there, though. I'll grab the Triome. There it is. Place Sidisi. Nice! Command Tower! We did mill a creature, Muldrotha. Something I might want to bring back here. And that Bramble Familiar as both ramp and also a blocker and a bunch of other good stuff. Thank you, Ramanop Excavator, for letting me put all these lands into play. And good. What's all this mana for? What you got out there? Chromatic Star to draw a card? Oh, Emrakul! The Promised End. So what's real tough about this is I have some good removal in hand! And I can use it on my own stuff. Alright, Emrakul, what are you gonna do with my turn? They can also kill my commander, Sidisi. They will have to block and trade, though, if they do that. They're more likely, I think, to kill her with either Liliana or the Terra Sunder. And that way they can leave her in graveyard. Yeah, the Ancient one I found in this deck is not a good source of self-mill because it's so expensive. But it's a fantastic source of a 2-mana 8/8 because we hit Descend 8 really easily in this deck. At least we get card draw. This has protection from instants, so I can't Terra Sunder it. I can kill it with Onyx and then set up to reanimate it with Breach the Multiverse, though. Sounds good to me, right? Yeah, I love that these have Death Touch, so it's like, oh, the thing you normally want to do is not as good. You can burn this. The Terra Sunder, if you use it on an invalid target, like, it'll still work. It just won't exile the thing. So, like, you could target Maria or the zombie. No, don't target the Goldhound. I guess you can't target things, though. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know if that's one of those you can target anything. It looks like it's not. Professor Onyx. Get that big scary flyer off of this board. Alyssa. And my poor commander Sidisi is now stuck in the graveyard. You can bring her back, that's fine. I don't think I'll want to, but I can. I was thinking we'll just grab Muldrotha and use Muldrotha to play Sidisi. Yeah, you guys want to see an Eldrazi Phyrexian? Of course you do. Who wouldn't? Okay, land. They just bricked on this. Also, they know about the Breach the Multiverse. GG. Sovereign Okenek Ahau. I have a deck with this guy too. It's a cat that makes your things that are already embiggened even more big. It's a make more bigger commander. Oftentimes with scales, by which I mean +1/+1 counter enhancers. Sovereign Okenek Ahau, when it attacks in, gives a buff to all your creatures that are already buffed. It's great. It's good with anthems. It's good with lords if you happen to have all one creature type. I have run into an Okenek Ahau that was a cat's deck with all the cat lords. It was cute. Oh, a wedding announcement. So who's getting married? It's like, it's going to be the cat and the hopeful initiate. I milled 3 creatures here. Nami, Bamboo Groves, Vorinclex, and Glissa. When this dies, I'll be able to bring one back to hand. I don't think they have green mana, so rather than holding that wash away, bringing out Sidisi. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. They're about to hit Chapter 3 on Wedding Announcement. There it is. Okenek Ahau, how would you like to come on out? No, Dragon's Guard Elite instead. Something that gets some +1/+1 counters. And Ossification to put Sidisi in jail. I will free her. She goes back to the command zone. That's a shame. I wanted value. Boop. Boop. Speaking of value. Oh, stick fingers! And I'm just going to very, very clearly tell them I have a wash away. You see how I left open 1 blue mana? I have a wash away. I also have a 7/7. Invasion of Mog's going to get +1/+1 counters on all those creatures. Dang, they're pretty big. That gets trained. Am I more afraid of you or you? I think I'm more afraid of the Hopeful Initiate. I am going to chump block and... Wait, I don't need to. This is going to flip over anyway. I was thinking, oh, I just do that to bring back, I don't know, Glissa or something. They get the invasion! Nice! I could have washed away that, by the way, on the flippy. I don't think it was super worth it. Play Atris here. Get myself a mini game. 2 lands or a Mister. I'm gonna take 2 lands. My old stick fingers out here is gonna provide a mighty block. It could have been anything. It was a zombie knight that kills people. Ooh, great henge. That's a pretty great henge. That'll draw them some cards, get some +1/+1 counters on things. And who gets a +1/+1 counter? These are so cute. Must resist. Hoof. Next turn we hoof. Next turn. I'm sure you all understand. Sometimes you just see a Craterhoof Behemoth and you think, all I've ever wanted is Craterhoof Behemoth. Okanekahau. I've Whispered Hopes first to get 2 +1/+1 counters instead of 1. Okanekahau can't attack unless there's a haste enabler, though. So right now, this is just a big old kitty cat. Who gets a counter? By which I mean 2 counters. You do. Here comes the hoof. Ooh, I also like this. Posture's Lieutenant. Yeah, give me that. And eeny, meeny, miny, Crater Hoof Behemoth. Boop. Go! I think it's lethal. I'm not gonna count. It's lethal enough. GG. Velomachus Lorehold, head of the Lorehold College at Strixhaven. Lorehold on attack checks the top cards of your deck and lets you cast one of them as long as it costs less than Velomachus's power. Hey there, Velomachus. You look at the top 7, right? Less than or equal to Velomachus's power. I'm sorry, I got that slightly off. Big, hasty, dragon, cast spells. Monkey! I love Monkey. Ragavan, you and me? We're gonna party hard. Build the Ancient One and binding the Old Gods. If they have, like, a lightning bolt, Ragavan will be able to get in. Oh, hi, Steamkin. Oh, we definitely trade. I don't have that many creatures with reach. But I do have some nice targeting removal. Could be helpful. Level 2. I was trying to get lands, but... I guess you could get me lands if I get one more land, so I'll take that. I would love to have, like, an alternate win con of Sir Conrad during one of these games. Sir Conrad is so sweet when you're doing a self-mill deck. Really requires you to have, like, the super high density of self-mill, though. No reanimation. Only 2 on lifelinkers. Lightning. Oh, land destruction. I'm behind on land, you monster. Land! I have no blue. I have no 4 manas. Play Mana Rock so I can exile it. It'll make me feel better about myself. Please. They did not. Alright, we'll get out the Blossoming Tortoise to bring back some lands. Starting with just the 1. See if we can mill something that gets us some blue. Ah! Perfect! I'll take the Triumph. That's all the colors. Got another bolt for my little turt. My turtle. My tortoise. It says tortoise up here, turtle down here. I don't know, like, how big the difference is between the 2 of those. I feel like tortoise is just dry turtle. That seems too simple. Some of this, some of that, some of these, some of those. Sidisi Mills did hit a creature. 2 creatures, actually. Turtles have flippers and torts have feet. Build again. Got a creature. Nice. Now we have an army of zombies. In comes Velomachus. I'm really getting low on life. Ooh, who gets Chaos Warped? I kind of like Chaos Warping the Cold Steel Heart. Nah, I hit my turtle. That's cool. I got a Skull Prophet. That's neat too. Lets me mill over and over. I'll double block this, though I expect that they will probably use the mana for something else. Gigan will save me. I think Liliana's gonna save me. Liliana. Going to start by swinging in. I'd rather draw 2 cards instead of 1. I'm gonna build my opponent first, I guess. I believe they have enough mana just about to replay Velomachus, because 7/8, if they have a land... No, they're gonna double up their instants. Or sorceries. Hello? Are you gonna kill Liliana? Or are you gonna kill my face? Neither? I plus. And then I steal? Maybe? Yes, cackle maniacally! We love you when you do that. I saw a hoof. Hoof is 8. So we get a hoof. Hoof doesn't kill them. Still nice to have a hoof. Hoof is gonna swing in for 8, right? Oh! It's Frostbite to kill the zombie and Liliana. But they did it in such an order that I get to draw a card. Oh, Michael Tyrant. If only I had 1 more mana. Mike would be so beautiful here. Straight up just get 5 little fungus. Yeah, get him. I don't have to deal much more damage. Oh no! I guess I mill myself? Like, we have a bunch of things that reward us. Yeah, like, for going into the graveyard. So we mill us. Oh no, maybe I should have drawn a card. Yeah, I think I should have left one of the big boys, so I would draw 1 card, and then sacrifice the other 2. Orbs! Lightning bolt. Do you let me draw? Or do you mill? Let's see if they can get... Just needs to be 2 damage. That gets doubled up. Rubble Reading destroys 2 of my lands. Actually, destroys 1 scries and then destroys another in scries. We're gonna need some more removal. This big guy's just about killed me. None of you guys are removal, so we have to try and draw some off Invasion of Amonkhet. It's not removal. Tiger, show me what we've won. It's nothing! They'll let me draw here since there's no downside to it. Oh, give me an orb. Give me the orb. Give me the orb. Orb. GG, Velomachus. Stop destroying my lands, though. That's not cool. Don't destroy my... That's my orb. Why are you destroying my orb? Mega uncool, bro. My orb shattered. My world destroyed. GG, Velomachus. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. And if you like this commander, you can get the deck list from the description of the video. Sidisi is really fun and plays so nicely with so many other cards in Arena. I feel like you can make Sidisi more into a Reanimator deck than a big self-mill deck like I have here, and she'll be great either way. Sidisi is also just really neat, just getting to play Sultai colors, making lots of zombies, and having a ball with all the creatures that you get to mill. I really enjoyed getting to make this deck and play it today, and I hope you get to enjoy it too. As always, if you'd like to catch me recording these live, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I play Magic almost every single day. Hope you liked the video, and have a brawlful day.